How does GDP per capita relate to education levels? Have you ever wondered how education impacts a country's economy? Let's break down the connection between gross domestic product per capita and education levels. Gross domestic product per capita measures the average economic output per person in a country. Education levels refer to the average years of schooling or enrollment rates in various stages of education. There is a clear link between GDP per capita and education levels. Generally, higher education levels contribute to higher GDP per capita. This is because education builds human capital, which enhances productivity and innovation. When individuals gain skills and knowledge through education, they become more effective contributors to the economy. Countries with higher average education levels usually have a more skilled workforce. This skilled workforce supports more complex industries and higher value economic activities, which in turn raises GDP per capita. For example, nations that invest in education often see a boost in their economic performance. In the context of socialism and economic systems comparison, socialist countries have historically emphasized universal education as a public good. The goal is to provide equal access to schooling, regardless of income. This focus on education aims to develop human capital broadly and reduce inequality. Socialist systems often prioritize education and health policies to improve the overall quality of life, which indirectly supports economic productivity and growth. However, the relationship between GDP per capita and education can vary based on the economic system and the stage of development. For instance, countries transitioning from socialism have experienced increases in schooling levels alongside rising GDP per capita. The economic benefits gained from additional schooling can be influenced by changes in labor demand and technological advancements. In some cases, the demand for skilled labor has outpaced supply, increasing the economic value of education. This shows that education can be a powerful tool in boosting economic performance. Socialist countries, especially in less developed regions, have demonstrated that strong public education systems can improve quality of life, even when GDP per capita is relatively low. This indicates that socialist policies can utilize education to enhance human development outcomes beyond what GDP figures alone might suggest. On the other hand, capitalist or liberal economies often show higher GDP per capita but may have more unequal access to education. The socialist perspective argues that focusing solely on GDP per capita without ensuring broad-based education access can worsen inequality and limit long-term sustainable development. Higher education levels generally correlate with higher GDP per capita because education builds human capital essential for economic growth. Socialist economic systems emphasize universal education as a means to improve both economic productivity and social equity. This approach highlights that education is not just a driver of GDP per capita but also a tool for broader social progress.